you believe it? We have been gone for a whole year, but we're back.
And we've got a lot to catch up on.
Let's talk about it.
Let's do that again, because I was looking over there.
Well, Tam, Spot On is back.
We are back.
Wish
Many
we could
things-
say
yeah.
it's been a lot of good news we can talk about.
There's been a little bit, but primarily not the best time right now.
Been shit, hasn't it? It's been really
it's
shit.
been difficult, and this has been something we've been grappling with. We're back. We're gonna do our first episode, and unfortunately, we don't want to be overly negative. I think the approach we're doing here is like we're taking a step back and looking at the state of the industry as it currently is. It feels like the major issues currently that everyone is talking about and that is kind of guiding the industry are consolidations, cancellations, layoffs,
Yep.
and then tariffs
Yep.
and affordability around games, the old enshittification of services.
Yes.
So we're gonna go through those one by one, but we promise we will end on some positivity.
You gotta eat your veggies before you can get your dessert.
Although I am an adult now, so I eat whatever I want, when I want, in whatever order.
2 things of cheese, like just for my breakfast.
I had salt and straw yesterday, before my dinner.
Consolidations, cancellations, and layoffs. Those could be 3 separate things to talk
They
about.
were originally.
Yeah.
And then I was like, this is so depressing.
then
I
you
think we should just
consolidate.
combine them. First up is Disney and Epic Games, who have been frequent collaborators. Everyone's aware of the fact that they collaborate, but not many people, I think, are aware of the fact that Disney has acquired a stake in Epic Games now for 1.5 billion equity stake. And I think this collaboration seems to be primarily focused on Fork Knife, but they have also said there is scope for new titles and other collaborations, including theme parks. So they are reportedly going to do new projects over several years. So don't be surprised if you see an Epic Games, Star Wars, or Avatar or Marvel game coming out soon.
Yeah. Embracer!
Everyone has been embraced.
Everyone has been embraced and now everyone has been closed down or laid off. Unity had the runtime fee controversy. We're trying to get royalties from projects, and then Unity imploded a little bit, reduced its headcount. Microsoft, in July of this year, there were over 9,000 layoffs across Microsoft, but obviously the games team's being hit pretty hard. Everwild and Perfect Dark getting cancelled. Sony Interactive Entertainment laid off about 900 people. London studio being shut down. Firewalk, Neon Koi, cuts at Bungie.
Bend.
EA's had layoffs, Take-Two's had layoffs, Riot restructured, Riot Forge was also shut down. We lost Private Division, and we have lost a bunch of games that have been cancelled.
The amount of games that have been cancelled, we can rattle through them.
Yeah.
Since 2024, The Last of Us Online, Blizzard's Project Odyssey, the unannounced Deus Ex title that was announced by being cancelled. People were like, oh god. A Battlefield mobile game, London Studios live service game, Respawn's first-person shooter, The Division Heartland, Bungie's Project Payback, another London Studios game, God of War live service game developed by Bluepoint, Wonder Woman from Monolith, which
was also shut down.
wild, the Titanfall extraction shooter, Black Panther from Cliffhanger,
also
Everwild
shut
Perfect
down.
Dark, Romero Games' new title, which I think is back now, acquired by another publisher, and Contraband as well.
From Avalanche.
From
who
Avalanche.
recently just had layoffs and yeah.
Big takeaways from this are, I don't think it's a genius galaxy brain move to say that consolidation is always going to be negative, especially at the scale it's happening now. But more and more companies are being absorbed by these corporations. And the major downside is that the decision-making, the business decision-making, people are now kind of focused entirely on recouping costs and profiting, because they need to make that money back from the acquisitions, right? If your goal is to make that money back and make good on it to investors, you're not going to make the cool creative decisions, are you? You're going to make the decisions that are most likely to earn money, and that's probably
All
not
the decisions that you think will make the shareholders
Happy.
happy instead
Yeah.
of taking risks and producing something, you know,
unique.
unique and
Yeah.
new and fresh and interesting. So it's been obviously a huge trend we've seen over the last few years, unfortunately coming home to roost.
I think the other issue we have currently is like the video games have lost a lot of momentum for a lot of reasons. Like there was the one we've talked about many times, including on this show, was the post COVID lockdown interest has waned.
People are outside now.
Yeah,
Not
exactly.
us.
Yeah, building that momentum back it kind of inherently requires some risk taking and doing something new to kind of like revitalize certain areas. You're not getting any groundbreaking innovation or like standout unique gaming experiences when everyone is so focused on making money back.
Well, I think this also segues quite nicely into the next trend, which is affordability of gaming and hardware. So a lot of times it's difficult for a lot of publishers and developers to even break through the noise, just because there are so many games being released every day on Steam. Like the democratization of gaming tools, accessibility and approachability has improved so much. Like anyone can make a game. But that means to cut through the noise, you have to either be something really special, unique, like your Balatros, your Vampire Survivors, or you gotta be free. People are cutting back on spending, and everything is getting more expensive. So obviously we could talk about groceries, you can talk about the price of petrol, can't say gas.
Many people are saying it's very expensive right now. And yeah, a lot of the tariffs, obviously you probably have been paying attention, especially if you're in America or globally, everyone has been tariffed, especially if your commerce is with America. And unfortunately, most countries are under significant tariffs, but one in particular, China, is under a significant tariff as part of like an ongoing trade war with America. Monitors, cameras, laptops, controllers, pretty much everything that gamers want or need, they are very difficult to produce outside of China because China has access to materials that makes those manufacturable and designable on a large scale. And also because the expertise is there. Enshittification of services. If you're not aware, enshittification, which I actually Googled because I was like, I know what this means, but I don't know how to explain this to anyone else. If you're not aware, this is basically the degradation of services or a product that sacrifices quality of the service in an attempt to increase profits. Basically, service gets worse because the operator is trying to squeeze more money out of its users, which now that you know that, I'm sure there's at least 3 different things that you know of pinging off in your head that have had that exact same process. And it's been like a few services, like we said, and it's reached a point where people are now genuinely considering whether it's worth paying the money for a service. And I know in my case, there's been a few nopes recently. I'm sure you've canceled a few things here and there as well. And more recently, after the Game Pass price hike, so many people were canceling that it crashed.
Yeah, the website didn't even work.
This was something that was actually predicted by a few people, and I've noted it down here. But there's a anti-monopoly lawyer and policy expert, Lee Hepner, that I found online, I've seen pop up here and there. He posted on Twitter that in March 2023, Microsoft told the court that Game Pass prices will not increase as a result of this merger with Activision. And then he also noted that on July 10th, 2023, a federal judge rejected the FTC's challenge to the merger. And the federal judge's son works at Microsoft. I ain't saying nothing, just coincidence. But more importantly, Lena Khan, the 57th chair of the FTC, said on October 3rd that Microsoft's acquisition of Activision has been followed by significant price hikes and layoffs, harming both gamers and developers. As we've seen across sectors, increasing market consolidation, which is what we talked about earlier, and increasing prices, which is also what we talked about earlier as a result of the tariffs, often go hand in hand. As dominant firms become too big to care, they can make things worse for their customers without having to worry about consequences. Too big to care is really, really
too big to care.
Yeah, it is like one of the cause of enshittification, I think, and that's what we've seen.
Taylor Swift's new album.
I did not say that. It was not me. I wanted to say I would like to distance myself from.
I have no interest in talking about Taylor Swift at all.
I told you this.
It was just low-hanging fruit.
I told you this, but I was talking to someone and mentioned my opinion of the Taylor Swift album, and they literally looked at me and like with fear in their voice said, please don't say this online. I checked in with our resident Fortnite expert, Mark Delaney, as well, who loves Fortnite. Still Fortnite, it's a little buggier. But it's not doing as many cool things as it used to. Remember when it was doing stuff like giant pop star has appeared, Miley Cyrus or Ariana Grande?
The IMAX thing.
It doesn't. Yeah, they don't do that really anymore. It's just like a constant drip feed of outfits and
K-pop
dance
demon,
and
right?
exactly. But like, and the changes that they are making aren't necessarily positively received to that feeling. So based on talking to a bunch of people and reading online, it seems like nothing exciting is happening. It's just people are stuck in a loop of buying things. Yeah. The enshittification also kind of extends to not just multiplayer games. It can happen to like single player games as well, because if you look at it technically, the Ubisoft framework of open world games is an enshittification of
Yep.
open worlds.
You can tell we're back because we accidentally dunked on Ubisoft's open world game design.
That feels like one of the hallmarks of this show, unfortunately.
But it's not all doom and gloom.
It's not all doom and
not all
gloom.
doom
We
and
actually have had some real big bright spots recently.
Silksong came out.
Silksong came out, and
Take
people,
off your clown makeup and your wig and your nose.
just the
Silksong.
Bloodborne remake people left now, just sitting there being like, what about us? And Silksong's good. Have you played it?
No.
Do you intend to play it? No. Indie games.
Hitting.
Really, really, really hitting. And this was a point I put as an upside for the original point with consolidation and that kind of stuff. One of the upsides of that is like more people than ever are now interested in looking for gaming experiences outside of AAA, I think. And the prevalence of like handheld PCs basically has really helped with that. And devs operating in like the AA space have a little more freedom to distinguish themselves. And I feel like there was a period of time where everyone was like laser focused on AAA games and nothing else, but it feels like we're stepping away from that again.
Well, this kind of leads nicely into the next one. It's like new IP, co-op is back, and these games are AA indies, like you've got your Clair Obscur, your Blueprints, Peak, Repo. So like there are all these cooler, smaller experiences that are breaking through and people are really enjoying it. So
Yeah.
it's just nice to see some
Encouraging.
new stuff. Encourage it with your wallet.
Yeah, especially stuff like Clair Obscur Expeditions. Like that came out of nowhere. Obviously, that team's been working on that game forever, but I would not have expected it to get the level of attention it got, and it's because there's a real like thirst for something that feels new. And yeah, another big bright spot. Switch 2 came out, and it's had a pretty strong start.
Yep.
Yep,
It's not got many games on it.
doesn't have many games, but let me tell you,
It's not got many games.
but Lucy, when you're playing Mario Kart, you can go off the road now. Okay.
Yeah.
The other final bright spot, I think, is something near and dear to our heart, which is independent gaming media.
Yes, a lot of outlets have been cropping up, and there's like a list of some like, you know, Game Informer came back.
Which was very exciting.
Came back. We've got Aftermath, VGC, Second Wind, Digital
Digital
Foundry,
Foundry.
the Game Business.
Yeah, and there's loads of like Splinter stuff as
Restart.
well. Yeah, Restart. You've got
There's
FPS is
FPS.
huge. Other small YouTubers that are doing better than ever, like writing on games, is fantastic. Mark Brown's stuff is still amazing.
He released another game, and it's great.
So like there is a healthier media landscape, I think. It can't operate in the same way that it used to on a scale, but there was a period of time where it felt like everything was just shutting down.
Yeah,
And
and
it's
now
nice.
people are
Kind of bouncing back or coming back in smaller ways.
No Clip 2.
No Clip, yep.
No
I was just
Clip
about to
2.
say No Clip as well.
I was like, there's someone like who, you know, came out of not hibernation, but like they finally focused in on what they're doing.
On
with No
something
Clip
else,
2.
yeah. So
Got my phone.
that's a broken phone. Although we did front load some bad news, we do also have some good news there
Yes.
as well. There's more games,
More games.
cool games.
Cool shit.
There is cool people reporting on cool games.
Cool voices to listen to.
Yep. Let's just be careful about some of the wilder stuff happening in the corner, and try not to let that completely derail all the good stuff, you know. But yeah,
So that does
there you have
it.
We're
For
back.
this week's episode, we are back. It's good to be back.
It
New,
is, yeah.
different studio.
Different studio.
It's nice
yeah.
not to be in a small meeting room with no air conditioning.
Yeah, you go back to those episodes and look real close, and you'll see sweat dropping down.
John Luke and Richard and everyone at Max did
Incredible.
such a great job of making that place look like a studio, but
It was not a studio. This is a real studio.
This is a real studio.
And that's why we're excited to be back.
I'm Lucy James Games.
Tomorrow, like, subscribe, all that business.